Okay, welcome back to the pre-alpha world of Cosmic Reach. As you can see, I'm in front of my magnificent observatory shaft, and today we're going to be looking at how to build these rings. And what I decided is that there's 16 different segments here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, and then you got that very top rim. So you got 16 in between the lights. And so each 4 levels I want to build a ring. So there's going to be a ring here, and it's going to be the smallest one. And the reason it's going to be the smallest is because if you're down here and you're looking up, oh my god, that looks awesome. Think about how awesome it's going to look when all of them are built. This is going to be the most epic frickin' build anyone's ever built in this game. Literally. Because we're so early on. But anyway. Damn! Oh my god! I just can't get over how godly it looks. It's going to look even better. So I'm not even going to be able to finish this video if I keep glorifying this beautiful view. Oh my goodness! Look at this. Spiraling around. I'm gonna make some kind of cinematic spiraling around this thing, going up and down in the center there. Oh, it's incredible. So we're building rings. So this one's gonna be the smallest, and I already have some of it done, as you can see here. And what I did is I went on Minecraft Circle Generator online, which is what I usually do to make circles. It shows you the blocks and how you can arrange them to make a nice circle shape when you're working with cubes or pixels. For pixel art, which is essentially what we're doing, just on quite a large scale in a 3D world. I'm going to have a width of 3 iron blocks here. I'm not sure if I showed this full thing off before, but there's actually a water spout here now. And if we fall all the way down to the bottom, woohoo! Dunk! Oh, and we clip through the ground. And then we don't want to climb all the stairs, then we can just go here, at least in this version of pre-alpha, which, by the way, I should probably mention is now 0.1.3. And if we stand here and go up, woohoo! We can go pretty fast. And now we're at the top. And let's take a dive bomb down. Doink. Alright, now let's go work on those rings again. Alright, so we're done with this ring, and we've got these bridges made. Now, I'm not exactly sure where I want the doors to be, because, I don't know. You can get to this one by going up the stairs, or my other thought was that you'd be going up the water and then you just kind of drop yourself off, but you might miss and fall down like I just did. So, I'm not sure how to make it very, like, accessible, I guess. Maybe this is the only one that's going to have a door, I'm not really sure. But for now I'm going to keep 3, and then I can adjust it later. And this side's not going to have a door because the stairs are in the way. So it's going to be a little bit different on each level of the rings, like where the doors are. Which I don't think is a bad thing at all. I think it's going to add some variety. It's going to be kind of cool. Maybe I can take off, I could even take off 2 of those bridges and just leave the ones that are in front of the stone stairs. So we'll have one bridge going that way. I think it'd be cool if all the bridges were going in different directions for each ring, for some variety. I don't actually know what I'm going to put on here. I thought about putting builds on here, just like pre-alpha, like testing builds. But now that I'm looking at it, I don't know. And I do want this ring to be pretty small so that you can stand down here. And maybe, yeah, maybe I will get rid of 2 of those bridges so that it doesn't obstruct the view so much. But that's why I wanted this bottom one to be small, is because I didn't want to obstruct the view of the upper ones. Because if you start with a big ring that comes all the way out here and it's big and thick, big and girthy, then it's going to block your view of everything that's above it. And if you were standing up there on a higher level and you were looking down, then you'd be looking down on just large rings and you wouldn't be able to see any of the houses or scenery that are on this snow. Okay, we are now donezo with this ring. So let's move up to the next one. We have 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's going to be right here, and that's where my hole is. And it looks like the stairs are here. And the white lights are always going to be one block below the stairs, because that's how I originally set them up. The lights follow the stairs. They're just right below them. And so let's take a look at what this doorway is going to look like. So you walk up the stairs, here's the doorway. Oh, okay. The walkways for this top one are going to be the same as the second one. I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe I'll do something different for this top one. And something I forgot to talk about is what I did for expanding this ring outward more than the first ring. So all I did basically was I counted the number of blocks to the edge of the lower ring, and then I added on a certain amount. So just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the 10th block out is the edge of the walkway. And I'm going to do the same thing with the third ring as well. Alright, and there it is. So I did end up just choosing the bridges in the same direction for the second and third, and honestly it doesn't bother me at all. I thought it would bother me, but it doesn't. Then the first one's the other direction. And then we meet at the top. I'm gonna build the head of the observatory up here, so you're looking down on everything. Right underneath the head of the observatory, maybe there will be like a staircase. If you're walking here, if there's a floor, then think of a little staircase being down so you can walk downstairs. And then you'll be on a little lookout that kind of hangs off the observatory. So the floor of where you walk will be right above you, and you're kind of hanging off down here. And maybe there's some scaffolding and stuff. I don't know. Not a complete floor down here, but just kind of a little insecure place, I guess. I'm not really sure what I would use something like that for, but it might be kind of cool to look at stylistically. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. I guess, man, I keep going back and forth on this bridge direction thing. I think maybe I should do something different. Maybe I should have bridges going from all four sides. So this one is this direction, the second ring is that direction, and the third one can be both, maybe? Alright, so I ended up doing all four bridges. Yeah, that's better. So it feels more complete now with the different directions and then all four directions on the very top. Man, that is really, really cool. Another thing I want to mention, just a quick tip here. I'm not sprinting right now, and then if I want to fly faster, I can sprint, and this is how fast I fly. So that's really useful if you're trying to get around. Okay, and here's what the rings look like at night. They're pitch dark. So I'm gonna need some lighting out there, but right now I'm just kind of contemplating how I should light these things up. Maybe I'll have some hanging lights off the bottom. Maybe I'll have some lamp posts on top of the rings. Not really sure yet. Okay, so I think I'll probably do this for lighting. Maybe I could make these slabs. I'm not sure, but for right now I'm looking at full construction looking blocks, which is what I have around the ring, around my iron wall. It just matches. So I have the red with the construction block and the red with the construction block all the way around. And yeah, I think it looks really nice. Now I need the pillars here to be far enough down from the top of these rings such that when you're walking on the rings you can't see any red lights wrapping up on top of the rings. And that's how it is right now. And in order to achieve that, I need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, at least 8 construction rings. Because if I'm going to have lights up here, I don't want light colors mixing with the red below. And this also kind of reminds me of, you know, on really tall buildings, how they have those kind of needles that stick up, and then they have flashing red lights on them. At least where I live in the United States, they do, for airplanes and things, as like a minimum height level, or just look out, like there's a tall building here that might be dark and you can't see, or a water tower or something. This kind of reminds me of that as well, only it's going the opposite direction. So I'm going to try to create more of these around the ring, and they're going to vary in height level, but they're going to be at least 8 tall. So maybe I'll have some that are 8, maybe some that are like 11 and 13 and 12, something like that. So there'll be some variety going all the way around, and I'm going to do that on every single ring. Alright, here's what the first ring is looking like so far. I've got 4 pillars with red lights at the bottom. This one's 8, that one's 10, that one's 12, and this one is also 10. So there's a little bit of a shift to the right side. And then I think I'm going to add, honestly, I think that might be good for the bottom pillar, because there's only so much space. Maybe for the upper ones I'll have additional pillars. Okay, so we have the 4 on the second ring, and this is already looking incredible, but I think I will add 4 more to this ring. And then maybe for the one above that, I'll have 12. So there will be 4, 8, and 12. Alright, and there we have it. I went from a range of 6 for the columns all the way down to 14. And the one below that goes from 8 to 12. So maybe the next one I'll go from, I probably won't lower it anymore. So maybe 6 to something larger like 16 or 18 will be fine. Okay, here's what it looks like during the night, or space day. Pretty normal looking. And then if I switch it to night, oh yeah, dark night. Beautiful. It kind of looks like there are stars that are just falling from the rings, or something, like something's gently streaming down from the rings. Like streamers at a party, but they're glow in the dark. So it's extra cool. Now let's go down to the bottom and we'll look up. Oh my goodness, that is epic. And we only have a few more things to do. One of them is to get lighting on top of the rings, so when I'm walking around I need to be able to see where I'm going. The next one is I think I want to expand the girth of the rings, so the width of, so it's not only 3 blocks wide on every single ring. Honestly, I might do that one at another time, because I'm not really sure how wide they need to be. It really depends on what I want to build on them, and I don't plan on deciding what I want to build on them for a while. So I might leave that task till later. Alright, so back again. This is what I came up with. I was experimenting for a while there with different light setups. I didn't want any of them to take up too much space, because if I'm not going to have much space on these rings anyway, I don't want to have like lamp posts that I have to carefully walk around and try to not fall off. So I decided in the end to stick with something real simple and just do the white light with the iron slabs around it. I think this looks pretty cool. It kind of looks like a futuristic floating energy source, kind of like a little robot that's like a drone. I also like how it's not all lit up, how there's some darkness. It really feels like if it's all lit up, it'll feel less like dark, like nighttime. And when there's some shadows around, it feels a little bit dangerous, a little bit lonely, and I guess, yeah, just like that lonely, mysterious, dark, little bit dark feeling. I like it. It's like you're on top of a building, a very high building at night. And this is how it would actually be. You wouldn't have light everywhere, probably. On most buildings you wouldn't. And you'd have some shadows every once in a while, and you'd have some lights shining down on you every once in a while. So I think I'm going to replicate this setup up there. And so yeah, and one more thing I want to confirm about this build is that this ring here in diameter is going to be 35, that one's 55, and then the top one is 75. Okay, here's the second ring done. I kind of consider the front of the observatory to be this side, even though it's all kind of the same. So when I'm looking at the front, if I'm thinking clockwise, I'm thinking this direction. And if I'm thinking counterclockwise, I'm thinking this direction. And so I just kept it consistent, and I moved the pillars one position clockwise. So this position, or this pillar was here, or here, so I moved it one to the left, clockwise. And I did it for all of them. And the reason for that is because the actual center of this corner piece of the circle is going to be these two blocks here, pointing into that direction, into the shaft. So it kind of lines up with that little crack of the glass. But the problem with that is this is a 4-block area, so there is no actual center. So before, when I was making the pillars, I made a dumb decision, and I decided to put the pillar there. The problem with that is then it's more on this side than it is on this side here. And so when I placed the light above it, the light was offset to the right of me right now, and it wasn't directly over the walkway. And that just looked really horrible to me. So I shifted everything just slightly, but it shouldn't matter because it's all uniform. Every single one of them did that. All right, and there it is. All the drone lighting is complete. And if I walk across this ring here, we're pretty much centered. And once again, I may end up expanding the width, so the lighting position of these may have to change. And yeah, there we go. So we have drone lighting, which, yeah, that's a new term I'm using for this, is drone lighting. Just floating lights that kind of look like a drone that's shining a light down. And actually, one thing I just thought of, if you made these red, oh yeah, so those are like security drones. So just an idea for anybody who wants to use that. Security drones, pretty cool. Or lighting drones. Yeah, I suppose that's it. So I'm going to get more screenshots for the sake of documenting my history on this world. And maybe I'll take a little montage video, and that'll be it. So thank you very much for watching.